Hi girls and guys, it's Mr. Tracky and we're on the right track. So Fortnite version 3.4 patch notes have been released, and I've really been waiting for this because if you're anything like me, there have been a few things in the game that have become just slightly annoying, and a few of those things are stuff like the rendering of bushes giving me heart attacks, making me believe that there's enemies there when there isn't. Before we go any further in the video, if you want to stay on the right track, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for the notifications, and if you want to, drop a like on the video. So let's take a closer look at these actual patch notes and see exactly what has been going on lately with Epic Games. So we'll take a quick look at the overview. Welcome to the updates 3.4, and one of the things most people are going to be excited for is the guided missile. Now, I'm not going to play the video because you should have seen it by now, and I'm definitely going to do some gameplay probably tomorrow for you guys just to see what this rocket really does, this missile I should say. But it's a powerful and mighty guided missile that can devastate targets, complete with controls right at your fingertips. Now, the one thing I will say that this reminds me of is the Valkyrie rocket from Black Ops 1. Now, if that's anything to go by, it might be a bit of a disappointment, because that was one, phenomenally hard to actually navigate, two, you were left in a position of danger, which I know you're going to be on here. So you're probably going to have to find yourself in a building with a couple traps on the wall and hiding somewhere, or barricading yourself in and making yourself a window or something like that to guide it. So this is definitely a bit of a new niche kind of weapon. I think it will have some epic clips, definitely, and it's something I am actually looking forward to using, because the fact that you control it, there's definitely going to be some epic kills made with it. So let's go to the actual Battle Royale stuff. So weapons and items. Obviously we've got the guided missile stats here. Damage to player, epic 105, legendary 110. Damage to environment 1000. Life time is 18 seconds, so you've got 18 seconds to make sure you get those all important kills. Time between shots is 3.13 seconds, which is really good. So it doesn't really sound like you'd be spamming this, and I think you'd be stupid to spam this anyway, to be fair. Rocket speed 13 units / seconds, 1300 I should say. Rocket health 100. So as we've just stated, you'll take direct control once it's fired, and you'll go into a point of view where you're unable to move your character. Disconnect from it at any time, which is great, because if you feel like somebody has spotted you, then you can release yourself from it and get back to killing whoever's about to take you out. It's available in epic and legendary rarity and uses rocket ammo. So this is an alternative for those using the RPG. I feel the RPG is a very devastating weapon. Also, the grenade launcher is probably even more devastating, but this is for those more difficult characters, I reckon. You know, when you're trying to spray somebody and they keep building, this is probably something, if your team can distract them, or if you're solo, you send it over the top and straight into their fort and see what you can do with it. So it sounds like a very interesting piece of weaponry to me. It's found in treasure chests and supply drops. Right, so this is some of the meat and veg of this whole entire patch. To me, the shotguns are having a massive alteration to them. They're going to adjust the rarity colors on the shotguns to more closely represent their effectiveness. Now, this is something I always thought that Epic Games should do, because when you're getting 200+ damage with a weapon in the face, when you shoot somebody in the head, to me that's a weapon that deserves some kind of status in the game. So what it seems they have done, they've got rid of the grey, and now the pump shotguns are going to be uncommon and rare, so green and blue, Previously there was common and uncommon, so grey and green, and tactical shotguns. Oh my god, they're getting rid of the purple tacky. No. So now they're going to be common, uncommon and rare. So grey, in my personal opinion, the green one, the green tacky, the original one, definitely deserves to be a common weapon. Sometimes it's just ass. Let's just get that clear. Sometimes you wonder why you've even used it. I always go for pumps. When I first started to play the game, I always relied on the tacticals because I just couldn't rely on my shot. But now I'm more, you know, polished at the game. I feel like I'm a connoisseur now, so I go for the pump shotgun where I can. But that is a massive change to the game that I feel will actually confuse people for a little while. But it's a needed change in my opinion. Definitely a needed change. The grenade launcher is going to get a seasonal change. It's going to be cosmetic only. It's going to be changed into an egg launcher because it is obviously Easter very soon. They're increasing the drop rate of the launch pad by 25%, which is definitely welcome by me. It's something that sometimes you just definitely need. The amount of times I've been caught up in gunfights and just been that focused on my enemy that I forget the storm's coming, and I just needed that jump pad to get me out. And I know I'm dying because I'm on one side of the map and the storm is finishing at the other side, and it's just, you just know it's game over. You just look at it and think, should I press that leave now button? I probably should, shouldn't I? Right, on to the meat and potatoes, in my personal opinion, of this whole patch. It's all these things that have made the game better, feel better, play better. That is very important to me. Adding new weapons is fun, but if the fundamentals of the game don't run properly, that's where you've got a problem. And this is one thing since I've come over to Fortnite that I absolutely love about Epic Games. They are just constantly trying to make this game as good as a diamond as possible. It was rough to start with, but trust me, it's starting to glisten now. It really is. So bug fixes. Right there, you might have noticed the boogie bomb was removed from the game. I wondered where it went. I thought it was put in the vault personally, but no. There was actually an issue where people were getting infinite amount of boogie bombs, so everybody was dancing across the map. It's something that I did find really funny when I got my first kill when somebody boogie bombed, and that looked pretty epic on screen. But yes, they've added them back to the game and they fixed that issue, which is absolutely perfect. Fixed an issue which caused spike traps to trigger when a player stands on top of the wall the trap is attached to, which is, come on, that's just BS, isn't it? Really. There's nothing that strikes more fear into your body, especially when you're in tilted towers, than hearing that sound. And if you're playing with your squad, you're like, who put trap down? Who put trap down? And nobody answers you. You start sweating. I know I do. I start tentatively starting to walk around, looking up and down to see if I can see a trap. But yes, that's a really good fix there, Epic Games. Thank you very much. They've also fixed an issue which prevented players from entering ADS upon landing. This one made my blood boil, and the amount of times I've actually turned my PlayStation off because I've just died straight away because I can't ADS, but somebody else has been. It's game breaking, that is, and I'm just so glad it's been rectified. Another massive thumbs up there. Fixed an issue which caused a hunting rifle to fire inaccurately when crouched at close range, which should be the total opposite. You all know in my video about assault rifles and stuff, which is usually the generic thing across this game. Crouching makes your bullet spread tighter. Now this gun should be really accurate anyway, but if it's been made more inaccurate when you're crouching, then I find that really weird. So I'm glad they've found that issue, and I'm glad it's been resolved. The remote explosive detonator is now correctly moved from your inventory if another player destroys placed explosives, which is great. Something that probably flew under the radar, but you just can see how much they want to improve this game here. Fixed a bug where players could remain in sprint while using remote explosives detonators but not play the detonator animation. That's a bit weird actually. I was looking at that while I was reading it thinking, huh? Nothing really big there, but here is the main portion of what I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, so gameplay. We got a limited time mode. Again, Sniper Shootout version 2 is out. So the hunting rifle, the crossbow have been added, the revolver removed. Down state is disabled. Okay, so players are immediately, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. That makes sense. Legendary weapons can be found in supply drops only. Epic weapons can be found in treasure chests. Heavy ammo drop quantities, floor 6. I'm not even really going to touch on this too much because that to me isn't all that important. But yes, nevertheless, they're polishing that diamond. Right, some more bug fixes. Fix open treasure chests sometimes appearing as unopened. Now this has got me killed. Who's been killed by this? Who has been killed by this? Because I know I've been a magpie so many times where I've saw a chest and you know it's got that distinctive glow. Talking about distinctive glow, that Dark Voyager, you can see that from a mile away. I had to take it off yesterday. You can see it from a mile away. Well, back on topic. How many times have I been killed by a chest that is definitely glowing in my eyes, but it turns out that that chest has already been opened and the person that has opened it is watching me go to that chest because they can see on their screen that it looks like it's not been opened. It's been used as bait several times by me and it works, but I am very glad they have sorted this issue out. They've fixed an issue which causes revived players to become stuck in an invalid state if a building piece was in place. Yes, I've been caught by this and it's pointless even playing the game anymore. You have to turn it off or get somebody to try down you again. Bullseyes will no longer appear after the challenge has been complete. That's frustrated me because I've been flying around the whole map trying to complete the challenge and then looking and seeing bullseyes, which has been highly confusing for myself. Fixed an issue that caused other players' headgear to appear to float above their heads. This was awful. This was the amount of times I've had my head sniped off because of this one. Granted, I have used it to my advantage. Also, you may have done the same. Karma, swings and roundabouts and all that nonsense. But yes, what a game-breaking little... It appeared like a little halo over their head. Game-breaking. Absolutely game-breaking. Fixed a rare issue that caused players to lose their ability to control their character after jumping off the bus. I've not encountered that, but that's really bad. Fixed an issue that caused bushes and other environment objects to pop in and out of view at medium range. Now this here was what I was talking about at the start of this video. The rendering in the game, it just changed somehow. It didn't used to be like this. The amount of times I've been trying to focus on somebody and then I see a bush pop up out of nowhere, and if you move like a meter forward, it's in view. You move a meter back, it disappears. It's absolutely horrible. It's almost like a mirage sometimes. You think to yourself, am I seeing things? And you're not. You're actually seeing things get rendered live in front of you, but not in a smooth transition. It's just a straight up pop up, and sometimes some bushes look like enemies. You start shooting, you give away your position. Absolutely awful. Now I'm not going to go through the rest of the patch notes because most of those are for Save the World and the mobile game. But for me, I want you to tell me down in the comment section, what is your favourite portion of this update? Is it the guided missile? Is it the general fixes? Like I've mentioned, there's certain things in this that have changed the game, and the game should run near enough perfect now, guys. A cracking effort from Epic Games. I have to give them their kudos for this because they are just working relentlessly to make this game a better game. And I'm not going to you know, diss games that I've been playing, but I've never seen this kind of resolution put forward to a game that has issues in it. It's commendable what they are doing, and it's absolutely brilliant. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they tick your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.